Welcome back to another, oh, look at that, Friday live stream in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Um, yeah, got a little caught up in catching up on the recording all the jobs that everyone's been doing for the challenge. And since I've got that spreadsheet up, I thought I'd at least give you a quick rundown of what we've done so far, at least what I've recorded so far. Collectively, so far, we've driven 35,307 kilometers. We've hauled 296 tons and logged 8,572 hardcore points. So we are moving right along. Let me pull that off my screen. And so let's see who's here early and on time. We've got Ken Beard was here. Vigner was here. Alvin James was here. Lowrider was here. Matthew Roth was here. JJ Mann was here. Let's see. Brenton Doherty was here. Adam Buser was here. Trucker Kitty's here. Drive is here. And Vigner's just loaded up his third leg. And Susan is here. Morning, Susan. Glad you made it. Looks like you had a convoy last night. Man, I miss out on all the good stuff. Maybe I can participate in Kyle's convoy later today. We'll see. Anywho, so let's do a few. Actually, I'll do the shout outs later. For those of you who watched yesterday's live stream, you probably know where we are. So, but I'll pull it up on the map. So we're still in Athens. We delivered over here to Konzum. And after the live stream, I stopped, got fuel. Actually, during the live stream, I think I slept here. And then after the live stream, I went and got fuel, booked the load, and came over here and picked it up. So I even hit the repair shop because I did have some damage, not much. And then, as some of you may know, this is a little tight back here, and I damaged my trailer on this corner after I got repairs. So we're going to go with that as is. So, JJ, you're going to do the challenge. I didn't see any job reports from you yet. So I know you've got all the map. I think you've got all the map DLCs. So where are we going? We are going to Hungary next. That's the next leg in the journey. We have a driving distance of 1,577 kilometers, which you probably can't see because that is up. There we go. 1,577 kilometers. 23 and a half hours of driving time. We've got 8 hours to the first planned stop. So I'm going to stop in this place here and sleep for the night or whatever it is. Okay, cool. And then we are headed up here to Győr in Hungary. I've seen a few people run to Budapest, which makes sense. It's the largest city in Hungary, as far as I know. So, and as you might be able to tell, I have Pro Mods installed. So yes, you can run the challenge with Pro Mods. Just avoid World of Trucks loads because it could end badly for you. All right. Well, let's get a move on. AJ says I did the convoy last night. It was interesting. I had all kinds of issues. Really? That's not fun, usually. Okay. Let's get going. Let me put the Stream Elements thing back up. And as many of you know, I am driving my Iveco S-Way because this is the Trucky Achievements Truck of the Week. So that's what we got going on. Ooh, Nightbot is here, so watch your P's and Q's. Turn off that caps lock key. And don't spit out too many emojis or Nightbot will get you. It is a hidden road back there, although it doesn't pop up on the map. It just drives down to, I don't know, it just dead ends down there. JJ, you didn't end up on your side, did you? This is 17 tons of rice that we're gonna haul today. Computer issues, well, that's not fun either. Well, this is a chance to do some shout outs. Isabella Hagloff, Bedrock, Bill Welburn, Lurch, Nicholas XXXN, Susan Arthur, Captain Minnesota, Omega Trucking, Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, Asimified, earlier and had zero issues, went to start the convoy and all of a sudden my GPU could not be recognized. Did you reboot your computer when you had that problem? That's a new one on me. But now I understand why somebody posted a link to a video of how to update your video driver. Joshua Haymaker is here. Rebooted several times. Wow. Did you get it sorted out, or are you still having problems? Because if you're still having problems, I recommend you reach out to Pilot Bro or Tasmified. I mean, there are other people too that are pretty sharp on that stuff, but that's usually who I turn to. Matter of fact, when I upgraded my computer a couple years ago now, geez, it's been that long, I relied heavily on Pilot Bro to advise me on what I needed to get. I updated my my NVIDIA video card, even though he's not into NVIDIA himself. He was able to help me through that. I also got an all-new SSD, and he helped me select the right one. And then what we both overlooked was, since I got a new video card that had a higher power draw, I had to get a new power supply. So I was able to work that one out on my own, but still, it's kind of a pain. You do? I thought you were a AMD guy, or what was the other thing? Ryzen. I can't keep up with it all. Just sorted out now, I think. Had to do some diagnosing and tests. Finally got it. Well, good. It's no fun having computer issues when you just want to hang out with your friends online in Convoy. How did I not know that you had an NVIDIA 3070? Maybe the real issue is I knew at some point and forgot. Ooh, I'm speeding. Just trying to enjoy the scenery. And I had to hit the brakes at 98. Well, now I got the cruise locked in at 80. So if I drift over 85, it'll engage the retarder. Thankfully, the other drivers were nice enough to wait for me to get it worked out. I felt bad though, I understand that. Ooh. Past Pilot was all AMD. Really? Past Pilot? The old Pilot? but has drifted a little since certain opportunities came his way. What opportunities? Get a new job? Get a new job that pays more? There's that retarder kicking in, but it's not enough. Next thing, pilot, you'll be telling me that you've given up on Linux. Well, I can't speak to AMD GPUs, but I would assume that they were probably as good as NVIDIA. Quality-wise. I mean, maybe you just got a wonky one. Also, possibly the card might need to be reseated or something. You know, that kind of happens. When they call you in to do an X-ray, don't skip that or you'll get dinged for illegal border crossing. Yeah, I didn't get called in. I haven't even crossed the border yet. Are you talking from personal experience, Vigner? Did you get dinged for that recently? Oh, so they do have driver issues. If it's enough to drive pilot away. Okay, great performance, but driver issues. Nah, Linux is still my second love. So, early on, when we were convoying here and after the Grease DLC came out, there was some talk about being able to see Mount Olympus, and there was supposedly a viewpoint looking at it and everything, and I have yet to see it or hear anybody talking about it. Has anybody discovered Mount Olympus in the Grease DLC? I haven't heard anybody talking about that in months. Well, it would probably drive me crazy too if I paid enough attention to it, but so wait a minute. If Linux is your second love and you're worried about how TK takes the fact that you're using Linux, does that make him your first love? Oh, I amused myself. Oh, I love the lapping waves. Look at that. Look at that animation. You know, it's too brief. There you go. Vigner says I'm behind now. Driver issue, not sure how I fixed it and don't care, but it's fixed. Well, yeah, that's the bottom line. Did you get it sorted out? That's what matters. Vigner says I did get dinged at my first attempt on the second leg, so I canceled that load and booked the load that I hovering my finger over the text, the live chat on my tablet, and sometimes I touch the screen and it messes up what I'm looking at. Booked the load that I had delivered just before the live stream. Okay. Alright, caught up. What about that up ahead? Oh, I guess that's not snow. I thought maybe that was a snow-capped peak. A lot of farming going on down here. You know, I'm just kind of enjoying the scenery here. I mentioned it, I think, yesterday, and I mentioned it recently in the Discord that it's been a while since I've been to Greece, so I'm just kind of enjoying the scenery again. Remember when we were excited about the imminent release of Greece? And, you know, that's been a year and a half or so ago now. Did a lot of convoys down here when it first came out. Well, JJ, what is it you're not happy about? And keep in mind, the main criteria are distance driven in kilometers, how much weight you haul, and think. Well, hardcore points, but you're not doing hardcore. So it's only 2. So you're either going to get, I mean, from Frankfurt to just about anywhere in Greece is going to be over 2,000 kilometers. And you're either going to haul a heavy load or you're not. So, my question stands, what's not to be happy about if you're driving? Can't start, Nick says I can't, hold on. Nick says I can't start the challenge today. Not sure when I will be able to. Well, you got 3 months to get it done. That's plenty of time, Nick. If you don't start till next week even, you got plenty of time. JJ says that pesky perfection thing. Got several violations right away. Well, you're not doing hardcore, so that's not going to impact you, except for the fines. But whether you finish it or not, you still got charged the fine. So I mean, you can't undo that. And if you cancel the load, there's usually a 12,000 euro penalty. So if fines is your issue, don't cancel it. But, you know, do what you want. Dangerous Dave is here. Welcome to the stream, Dave. We're almost 4 months away from the 2-year anniversary of the Grease DLC. Wow, it's even been longer than I thought. That makes sense, because it was late in the year 2 years ago. That would make it 2024. Willie's here, and I was just thinking of you, Willie. Where's that Willie at? Nick says, I want to start it, but when I load into the game, I lose motivation. Well, I can't help you with that other than they work past it or through it, but I get it. That happens to me sometimes. Yeah. Depends on the day and everything, but you know, if you work that day or whatever, if you're tired, there's a lot of days, especially during the week when I'm working, but I work here at this desk, and I see folks in the Discord that are doing a convoy or talking about this or that, And all I can think about is, oh, I sure do want to get in there, and I would love to go convoy with the folks right now. And by the time I get done working that evening, you know, after dinner and everything, I just don't have the energy for it. December 4th, 2024. Wow, yeah, that was late in the year. So we may be looking at a similar release date with Iceland this year. Do you take mints while on the road? You mean like breath mints? I'm not trying to impress anybody. Oh. You know, Nick, that's a good point, actually. Sometimes I'll watch. I don't watch very many other content creators' YouTube videos about truck, you know, ATS or Euro truck. There's a few that I do. It's mostly, what's his name? AP 101. So that's about, finding out what he's just sharing news and information and updates and stuff. In fact, I watched one of his this morning from, I think, yesterday. But other content creators, I generally don't watch. Willie, my energy is improving. Hold on, I got to read that. He has been a reefer hauler for 43 months. My goodness. Here I am speeding. Well, that's good, Willie. Is there any Corona involved in that? So I don't really watch other content creators driving videos much, except for folks like AP 101 and that other guy, A Salvatore Productions. He was here yesterday in the live chat, come to think of it. I watch both of those channels and at least one other just for the interesting takes on certain things. But some content creators, I can't watch their stuff because their driving drives me nuts. Like Farmer Klein, I don't even know if he drives anymore, but you know, he does farmer video. I watch his farming videos, map reviews and things. But I watched one of his driving videos one time, and he was just driving like a maniac, and I'm like, I couldn't do it for 5 minutes. Jeff Fabiano I can watch, and I occasionally do. And Prime Simulation, he does good videos. Although I don't often watch his stuff because I'm usually doing something else. But he does do good videos. What's going on up here? Oh, we got a border crossing. Oh, this is our rest break. Looks like we got a little incident. Speaking of people doing things in their videos that I don't like to see. Thought about going around them on the left, which they probably should have done. Anyway, one of the reasons why I don't watch other or too many other content creators driving videos is I have a tendency to kind of adapt to what I see if I like it. And I don't want to come across as a copycat. I have my own style, but I could easily be, swayed into doing something differently by watching someone else's stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not what I want to do. And to be fair, I've actually been, that's happened to me recently with Jeff Favignano, but in a good way, I think, because some of the stuff that I watched in a video of his that I watched a couple of weeks ago actually is going to affect the way that I do the new series. I saw some things in there that I liked that I didn't think of before, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. This is a weird parking setup. I'm gonna have to back out of this spot. I don't like that. Oh, we've got 38 hours to get there. We've got 15 hours of driving after this 9-hour break. We'll have less time. And I'm just going to go do the 9 hours. Okay. And then I'm going to plan for the next rest break stop. So we've got 29 hours total. Okay. So yeah, we definitely we'll have to make another evening stop, and then we'll get there late on the following day. I shouldn't need fuel. That's 5.5 hours. Let me catch up on chat while I'm thinking about it. Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. Let's see. I don't watch many ETS or ATS streamers myself because they mainly seem to drive like they are in Grand Theft Auto. That is exactly it right there. I can't stand that. And that's why I don't think I'll ever watch another Farmer Klein driving video, if he even still does them, because that's exactly what he did. Jeff Favignano is kind of an exception to that rule. He drives normally, and that works for me. This is a truck driving simulation. It's okay to do some crazy stuff every once in a while to blow off some steam, like when we go to a racetrack and we race and stuff. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Stop there. Where are we? Oh, that's a long way. 614 kilometers. It's just over halfway to our destination. All right, let me catch up on chat. Boomer Josh, Big Dog. Hi, Josh, Jeff, Love. That's an interesting thing, but welcome to the stream. These border crossings are so good. Yeah, I didn't have any trouble getting to this border crossing, at least not yet. Adam says Jeff is a good. I also watch Prime Simulation. Yeah, Prime Simulation is good. I like his stuff. I just I nitpick a little bit with him. And I don't want to do that with him because I think he's actually a good YouTuber. My nitpickiness is my own issue, so I try to keep it to myself. What was the other thing? Mostly it's just if someone makes it a habit of they're driving like they're in Grand Theft Auto, like Drive said, I won't watch them. I got no use for that. So, let's see. JJ says I had so much trouble finding a sleep trigger in one spot that I went down the road to the next one. Yeah. Remember, you can always drop your trailer outside or nearby the sleep trigger and then drive in with just bobtail into the sleep trigger, and it almost always works. You mean it's okay to put it on its side? What? All right, let's get back to driving. Oh, I got some shout outs to do. I had a text from someone I needed to respond to, or felt like I needed to. Lobo 1G, Phantom 6767, Wim 55, Matt Van S, Trucker King 2010, Carlin, David Long, aka Shorty, Wolf Tank 71. Shamocost is here. That's great, Dry. There's a difference between increasing company turnover and increasing company rollover. I'd like to avoid both. Trucking through video. Nick, David H74. Adam says what Prime does is almost miss an exit, make a wrong turn, and not watching blind spots. Had to remind him. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. Let's see. Do we need to get over here? Welcome to North Macedonia. Let's see. Lowrider says I avoid watching other streamers, especially the German ones. They focus too much on Truckers MP and crazy driving. Yeah, I got no use for that. I mean, Truckers MP, I don't have any personal experience with it, but I just keep hearing bad things. Yeah, JJ, I feel the same way. I just heard nothing but crazy stuff. Let's see. I didn't get called into the X-ray, so I guess I could just keep on trucking. I know a few folks in the community have been over there, done Truckers MP, but What? I didn't see a message that said I had to go into the X-ray. Did you? Anybody else see that? Yeah, what Nick said is pretty much what I heard at the very beginning when I first got into this and started talking to a lot of people. All I heard was negative stuff about Truckers MP, at least for Euro Truck, like Pilot said. Whoopsie. Speaking of Prime Simulation missing their turn, how many times have I done this and I took the wrong it? Oh, jeez. So this is the wrong way for many reasons. So we're in a different country, so I got to look. If I'd have gone to the next lane over, I'd have just gone right through. 6-pack of Corona on the way. All right, you're all set for the convoy, Willie? Yeah, Loretta, as far as I know, I mean, it said improper, what do you call it? Border crossing. Which usually means that I was supposed to go in for an X-ray, but I didn't see a message telling me I had to. Why is the speed limit so low? And here comes another toll booth. See, now this one's on the right. Consistency would be nice. It's on his way out. Working tomorrow, and man, do I need my beauty sleep. Thanks. Thanks, Drive. Glad you made it. Sorry you had to leave. I get it. Rick Rashid is here, and Thor is here. Oh. Doing that speeding thing again. So Rick downloaded Fishing Planet Haven't fired it up yet, but I downloaded it since it was free. So if I get sucked into that, it's your fault. I may have to get you and Wiz to show me around the game a little bit, because I'm a little lost, but I don't know when. I don't know when I'll have time. Wow, Thor, that's good news. I didn't expect to hear that. That's good news. Great news. What do we got going on here? Road construction? Toll booth? I'm guessing in order to do multiplayer, you have to probably buy one of the DLCs. Looks like we need to be in the left lane. Man, consistency would be nice. Yeah, I think Willie's been trying to talk me into this fishing planet for a while, and then Wiz talked about it, and Rick Rashid talked about it a few times, and then I watched him yesterday in Gamer Chat. That caught my attention. The graphics are pretty good. And then Darkstorm talked it up too. This says I have to move over, even though the sign up here says trucks this lane. Then right lane. Alright, I gotta watch out for one of them X-ray signs or messages. Serbia. All right, RD04 Dave, Douglas Williams, JC Drives, Pancake Man. Another toll booth. I guess it doesn't matter. This one's a little tight though. Nice donkey. Did I miss a donkey somewhere? Ducky is here. So Nick, getting back to watching other content creators, I do watch a lot of farming simulator content creator stuff, playthroughs, and well, not too many playthroughs, but some. A lot of map reviews, mod reviews, things like that. And so along the same vein, I do get motivated to do some farming after I watch one of those. Especially when I see something I didn't know before, or I learned something from what they're doing. So I can totally relate to watching my content and then getting motivated to go drive. I totally get that. Because I have done that. I've watched a Jeff Favignano video and I'm like, okay, now I want to go drive. So if that helps your motivation, then by all means, watch one of my videos and get motivated. Oh, looks like I'm missing something here. Yeah, Thor, that's one of the things that I noticed. All of the DLC, the game is free, but all of the DLCs are expensive. if you got all the DLCs, the whole bundle, it was like $1,700. That's insane. This is the guy who owns all the DLCs in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. But they're even together, they're not that much. I just thought I would check it out, since several people are into it and it's free. Like I said, Willie's been talking about it for months. You know, Rick, for $300, you could buy some real fishing kit and go out to the lake or a river and fish and catch fish. I'd like to go fishing it for real. I mean, I have fishing gear. I like to fly fish. I used to do a lot of fly fishing up in Minnesota for sunnies and trout. That was fun. Okay, Rick, I didn't catch that. 1,650 euros worth of DLCs for that game. Wow. Yeah. Real expensive. I mean, to get them all. Yeah, fly fishing's a blast. So, speaking of fishing in real life, the largest bass I ever caught was in the Colorado River. Near Laughlin, Bullhead City, which is downriver from Hoover Dam. And it was in Lake Mojave, which is there's another dam downriver by Bullhead City, Arizona. And the lake behind it, I was in one of the I managed to find I don't know what you call it, where the lake kind of fills in areas. Anyway, I'll think of it later. I caught a largemouth bass, and I was totally unprepared for dealing with it. I didn't have any way to measure it or weigh it. I mean, I didn't have any way to weigh it, but I measured it by putting the tip of my fingers to its snout, and then seeing where the tail ended on my arm. It came up to about the middle of my bicep. That's how long that thing was, and it was pretty hefty. And I had no way to bring it home. It would have just got dried up and stinky in the truck. Because remember, I live in the desert, and I didn't have any way to transport it, because I would have taken it to the local sporting goods place to get it, get him to check it. I don't think it was a record or anything, but it was pretty big. I don't even have a picture. All I have is a story. He didn't get away, or she. But I did let it go back into the water because I couldn't safely take it home. definitely would have ate it. I like bass. There you go, lowrider. Willie, I don't know if well, I did do saltwater fishing one time on a charter off the coast of Washington. What's that? There's a place that's in the game, not Port Angeles. South of Port Angeles. Now I'm really drawing a blank. Ooh. But there's a place right on the coast, not far from that town that's in the game. I booked the charter and went out on it. And spent the day out on the Pacific Ocean fishing. It wasn't deep water fishing, but it was saltwater fishing. We caught all kinds of, I don't know, rock bass, or I don't even know what they were now. Only time I ever got seasick or motion sick. Constant waves. Yeah, that was not fun. I got through it though. And we did the fishing and it was cool. Biggest northern pike I caught was 10.2 kilos, 130 centimeters, a beast. Wow, yeah, that is. Biggest one I ever caught was nowhere near that big. Because we used to catch those up in Minnesota. I've got a photo of one that I caught, my daughter and I. I have a picture of her holding the fish. But it was probably only medium size, I would guess. I couldn't even tell you how long it was. Longer than that bass that I told you about, I think. It was fun, and we cooked it, and it was good. Bony, but good. It's the problem with those kinds of fish, they're all bony. Of course, I have saltwater fished in Seattle. Used to catch lingcod off the docks, or I'm sorry, the locks between Puget Sound and Union Bay. Union Bay is freshwater. Puget Sound is saltwater. But when we brought and that's when I was a kid. I was like in kindergarten, first grade. I was a kid, and we'd come them home, bring them home, and start cleaning them up, and they'd be full of worms. I think my grandfather turned them into compost. Whoa. Well, come on, Rick, I don't even know if I'm ready for it yet. I haven't even fired up the game. You may have to help me. This is quite a curve in this tunnel. Nice train. Lurch is here. Willie, has it been that long? Because you've been talking up Fishing Planet several times, more recently than that, as I recall. I guess I just assumed you'd been playing it more recently. Fried fish meatballs? That's a new one on me. I think you've mentioned it before, but it's the whole meatballs part that gets me. Missing a lot of the chat. Am I missing a lot of the chat? I mean, I saw some stuff you guys were talking back and forth. You go that way, I'll go this way. Got into Snow Runner. Okay, here comes our rest stop coming up. And don't need fuel, so I'm just gonna to the parking area. It's 2 in the afternoon. We're just gonna do the 9 hours. Well, that makes sense, Willie. Now that you mention it, let me back up here. Ducky says, "Nice. Haven't played Fishing Planet in 5 years." Lurch says it's gonna be a while before I check that one out. Rick, I have a lot on my plate already. Yeah, aren't you doing like Star Wars or something? Some kind of Star Wars thing? Currently downloading the latest Pro Mod stuff for ETS and ATS, getting the itch to get back behind the wheel. Yes! Glad to hear that. Okay, 9 hours. Let me do some shout outs also. Ken Beard, Grumpy Gruntpaw Gaming, Road Trip Nerd, Ken Maselman, Osiris, Hunter Toller, John Whitesall, aka Trucker John. Ahmed Helmi, Chapo 729. I have everything turned on? No. What's up with that? All right, we have 6 hours of driving. Best case scenario, driving 6 hours. We can make it. 410 kilometers. Okay. So we are going to be heading. I'm going to cross into Hungary here, head towards Budapest, and then we're going to get on this other motorway from the M5 to the M0, then the M1. That's weird. Looks like the M0 just is a beltway. And then we're going to take the M1 all the way to Győr, or whatever it's called. Star Wars, The Old Republic, and the early access for Subnautica 2. So I still have the previous Subnautica game all queued up in the schedule. Okay. Well, looking forward to seeing you doing some driving. You know, we're doing the challenge, right? Started that yesterday. This is the second leg. Oops, I forgot to check something. Okay. Lobo 1G is here. Didn't realize you weren't here. I'm always so used to seeing you at the beginning, I didn't realize that you didn't say howdy boomer chat at the beginning. I was a little distracted at the beginning today. Yeah, that is kind of why I'm thinking it is a good time to try and get back into it. Forgetting about I leave the retarder on. Family took me out to bowling to celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday! Another birthday guy. Another trip around the sun complete. Well, that's great. We're in 5th place in hardcore mode, just behind fourth place. So is that Euro Truck or ATS? ETS, Euro Truck. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, it was yesterday. Well, happy birthday anyway. Ella come around once a year. If we're lucky. The alternative being 0 times. Oh, God. Another border crossing. This must be where we cross into Hungary. Trucks to the right. As that song go? Joker's to the left of me, something to the right. I don't remember. Let's see, 420 for the 3 ProMods downloads and more with more than one file. 420? I think I paid more than that. I mean, there is the exchange rate, I guess, but I thought I paid $4.55 this last time. Fort Collins, huh? Well, that's a long ways from New Jersey. But you probably recognize it a little bit since you've been there in the game. Are you flying or driving, Adam? I guess I would assume you're flying. I guess the real question is, where are you flying into? Yeah, Lobo, I think that's what I paid. $4.80, not $4.55. I think I paid $4.55 last time. It was $4.80 this time, which is still less than $5. It's a heck of a bargain. Yeah, and I got everything. Flying there, been there 3 times. Okay, United, EWR, but you didn't say where you're flying into. Are you flying into Denver and then driving? Or are you flying all the way to Fort Collins? Not that it matters, I'm just being nosy now. EWR to Denver. I don't know what EWR is. I feel like I should know, but I don't. Newark. Well, that makes sense. Except for the E. Or it's just missing an N. You know, there's a lot of, especially the bigger airports, whose 3-letter ICAO abbreviation I'm familiar with. A lot of them. Not that one. Which is crazy because I think I actually flew into Newark one time coming back stateside from Germany. It was from there that I caught a connecting flight to take me to Seattle. That was a long trip. 8 hours from Frankfurt to Newark. Probably another 3 hours from, like, we spent the night in New Jersey. I think that's where it was. And so another 3 hours or so to fly to Seattle. Three of the 5 mods, the other 2 only had 1 file anyway, so I waited the time between those 2. Yeah, if you've got the time to download them independently or individually, free, I mean. But I think ProMods Canada is just 1 file. Sure. Yeah, I'm familiar with pretty much all of those, Adam. I've flown into or out of almost all of those. And a lot more. Actually, I haven't flown in and out of San Francisco, but I have flown in and out of Sacramento several times. I think I passed through JFK once. We're gonna get there. It'll be after 5 a.m. by the time we get there, so it'll be just getting light. Well, that's the end of the motorway all of a sudden. I'm sure there was a sign that said that, but I missed it. Yep, next up is Italy. Probably not going to get to that today. We've got a, after this, in about an hour and a half, we've got an American truck convoy in the Discord. Speed's dropping to 70, and we got speed cameras coming up. Sneaky speed cameras. This must be Budapest. I don't know if I probably have flown into O'Hare, but I more than likely flew into Chicago Midway. Or maybe I've done both, I don't remember. Yeah, JJ, it doesn't make sense. I mean, come on, how many times have I screwed up on video or live stream? Just do your best. There's one thing that I know for sure, the more you do it, the better you get. I mean, you know, if you're putting your mind to it. Yes, and have fun. You know, this would probably be a good opportunity to point out the amount of improvement in driving that Willie has done in American Truck. I can't get over the fact that he went from, well, I mean, we're all casual drivers, but he just, for the life of him, he couldn't back up a trailer. Really struggled with it. And I don't know what he did, but one day he just started nailing it. Now he's doing hardcore, which means you gotta back into your parking spot. And he's just, it's amazing how much better he is at it. August already, yeah. Where's the year gone? I need to call for a rerun. Yeah. We need a do-over for 2026. Yeah. The year's just been flying by. But yeah, JJ, have fun. Drive. You know, we got a goal. The challenge is there to give us goals to work towards. Even if you don't win one of the categories, that doesn't matter. Have fun just doing it. You know, that's why I do the Truckee Achievements. I don't win anything. And I usually don't even complete any of the categories, which change every week. But that's why I'm driving, oops, gotta exit here. That's why I'm even driving this truck. I don't normally drive an Iveco. Or to quote or paraphrase Wim, this Italian tin. Oh, this is where our delivery is. Didn't realize we were that close. Speaking of time flying. Yeah, I do the Truckee Achievements not because they matter. I like the challenge. I like to do them when I can. I can't always do them though. I was looking over there because there's no blockers, and I'm thinking, is that a something or another? Because it's not on my map as something or another. Hello. Dang it. I overcompensated again. That'll do. $1,571 kilometers. I didn't forget today is the first. Bills are due. Yeah, I got to pay the rent today. I'm kind of anal about that. We're right here. So I need to think about whether or not if I need a sleep trigger. There's one over here. So let me get back into the truck and see how my clock looks. 5 hours, yeah. I think I need to go do the sleep trigger thing. But before I do that, let me catch up on chat. Cannot wait to see Mount Rushmore, Wall, Drug, and the cities in South Dakota once it comes out. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Megatron Decepticon, Banff 2020, Dan Lind, Elvin Savior Gaming, Mati, Rachel Emma, Anubis 074, Dark Falcon, Chicken Parmesan, Sting O, Tales from the Dark Side, and Official Deerfire. That is all of the shout outs. Let's take a look at the market. Just to see what do we have coming out of here. We're going to Italy. Let's see if there is anything. I'm gonna have to go sleep before I even book a load. Wow, nothing to Italy. What about Budapest? Something in Naples. That's a good long run. Okay. What about whatever that is? Nope. Grecian. New. Doesn't look like it. about Zagad. Jeez. What's IL? Oh, Israel. Okay. Well, we actually do have something out of this city we're in right now, today anyway. Where did that go? Oh no, that was out of Budapest. Fuel tanker. That's a good long run too. Well, maybe then what I'll do is quick travel over to Budapest. Let's see. So many states you can't wait to see. I agree. Do I have any repairs that need doing? This is tire wear. That's it. Cool. Um, all right, so I'm going to sleep until the next day. They won't let me go any further than 24 hours. Victor says Israel should be ISR. Well, talk to ProMods. They're the one that set it up that way. Is it a good idea to plan bathroom breaks every 100 or 200 miles in general? You're taking a road trip in real life, yeah. Not just bathroom breaks, but you know, places that have a bathroom where you can stop and get out and stretch your legs. Trailer damage again. So let's see if I actually got trailer damage. Or if it's imaginary. Nope. No, no trailer damage for reals. Maybe because I skidded my tires and got a little bit more wear on them. Okay. Let's just have a quick look on the cargo market coming out of Budapest. And I'm going to keep using this trailer so long as it makes sense to do so, even though I would like to use a low loader or a low bed. I like to see my cargo. Here's one to Florence. That's not very far. Milan. That's further. Rome. A lot of used plastics coming out of here. That's pretty far. That's probably going to do it. Rome. Let's, was there something out of Győr now? No. Remember, you can always look for loads coming out of these other places. if you need to. This one's 1200. It is chemical sorbent, whatever that is. But I guess we'll just stay here. Room. Use plastic. I go before the trip and a couple hours after. Well, yeah. I try to go before I leave. Vigna says you got 619 hardcore points and 4.2 stars. Isn't that better than yesterday? Well, for the stars anyway. Speaking of damage, will SES ever fix the damage on AT? It's also in Euro Truck. Tired of seeing 32% damage. That's both games, and it is something that they need to fix. It's been reported, and I haven't heard any more about it, but I'd like to think that they're going to fix it in the next update. It's picking up at Little, which is right down the street. Cool. I'll tell you what, let's just drive down there. Not going to do this run right now. But I don't mind going down there and picking it up. And this will be the next video that I do. Maybe I should have looked at the freight market also, just to see what kind of stuff there is in town. Well, let me just check here. Freight market, anything going there? Nope. Rome, so that's going to be 1,302 kilometers. There we go. This is our next load. Going to Rome. And I'm just going to drop a pin to pre-advance my rest stop. 9 hours, 45 minutes. Hopefully I can make it there. I mean, I've got, what do you got? You got like 11 hours after a rest break. So I've got 10 hours, 49 minutes. Yeah. So hopefully I can make it that far. Otherwise I'll have to stop sooner somewhere else. Is there a ferry to Italy? I wouldn't want to take it. I mean, the whole point is to drive kilometers. It's about distance. Uh, there's one out of Trieste. It just goes over here to Ancona. But that doesn't shave very much off. So no, the whole point is to drive. I got thrown off earlier today when I was catching up on the job reports, and two people that went from Frankfurt to Greece. I forget where they went, Larissa or Kalamata or whatever. Yeah, it must have been Kalamata. They took a ferry all the way down, and it cut their driving distance more than in half. And so I questioned them about it. I said, what's up with this? Because most people want to get the most distance. And his response caught me off guard. Like, I didn't even think the ferry was an option. But then I said, well, but why? When the goal is to drive the most distance, and that wasn't his goal. His goal was to get through the whole thing. And now I also remember he had mentioned before that he's going to be out for a few weeks. He's having surgery, so there's that. So it makes even more sense. Anywho, that's going to do it for now. Thank you for riding along with me today on this second leg of the challenge. And I will work on putting up videos of subsequent drives as I get time. I got a lot going on right now. I got the month end, so I got to do all the checking of everybody's information and see how we did as a company. So I'll get through that. Hopefully start it later today, and hopefully finish it Sunday or Monday. We'll see. Anyway, we will see you guys later.